Hello parents and carers, this is a quick guide to phonics at Charles Dickens Primary School. Hopefully this video will answer any questions that you might have about phonics. So first of all, what is phonics? Well, phonics is a way of learning to read and to spell. It's not the only way of learning to read and to spell, and it's not the only way that we use at the school, but it's one of the ways. In phonics, what we do is we learn that each letter, or sometimes two letters together or three letters together, makes a sound. We teach each sound individually in a systematic way. So that helps children to read by knowing that the letter C makes the sound K, the letter A makes the sound A, and the letter T makes the sound T. So what we can do is say K, A, T, K, A, T, blend them together, K, at, cat, and that helps the child read the word. Okay, so that's how children learn to read with phonics. Now, with writing, what we do is we do something similar called segmenting. So what we'll often do is say a word, for example, dog, then we'll stretch that word out so we can hear every sound. So we get the children to stretch it like this, dog, dog, and then we'll sound it out on our fingers, d, o, g, and then we'll spell it. So d would be the first sound, d, 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 d. You see the children learn an action for each sound. The letter D makes the sound d, and then O was the second sound, and G was the third sound. There we go, so children could segment the word, break it down into each sound in order to spell. Now, we teach all of the letter sound correspondences in a specific order. In reception, children learn all of these sounds written on this card here, and you've got one of these that goes home with you with them in their reading pack. We start with the letter S, which makes the sound S. You see it has a picture here, and that relates to the action that the children learn in reception and carry on with in year one and then get rid of when they don't need it. So there's an action to go with each sound. And at the end of this video, I'm going to go through every single sound with every single action, so that if you're unsure of them at home, if you want to practice, you'll know exactly how to do the sound and exactly how to do the action. So in reception, throughout the year, we would teach these sounds, and then when they get into year one, what they'll learn, that unfortunately in the English language there's more than one way of writing each sound, or there's more than one way of writing some of the sounds. There's also, unfortunately, some letters together can make more than one sound. This is because English is made up of more than one language. So for example, because for a long time England was a French-speaking language, the letters C and H, which would normally be ch, ch, as in the word chip, they can also, the letters C and H, make the sound sh, as in the French word chef. So, and it's not just French, there's also Viking words, there's Germanic words. That's why we've got so many different ways of saying sounds in English. Now, in year one, children start to learn the different exceptions, or the different ways of saying the sound. So over here we've got I, and in reception, children will learn that the letters I, G and H make the sound I. But in year one, they'll also learn that the letters I and E can make the sound I, and actually they can be split in half and still make the sound I. The letter Y can make the sound I as well. So that's what's on the back here. This is the year one curriculum in a way for phonics. Okay, in your child's reading pack in reception, they will be given, you will have noticed, these sets of letters, And we've already given out the blue set, and I think we've already given the green set as well. And you can use these to practice with your child at home. So we do this in school. We just go through, we hold it up and we just say to the child, can they do it? Or we do it with them. S. Flip it over. Ah, ah. We just go through each sound. If you're unsure, don't forget I'm going to show you all the sounds at the end of this video and all the actions. And your child should know them as well, hopefully. Okay, so that's a great thing to practice at home. Excellent. Some people have been asking as well about these word fans, and children in reception have been given these, and children in year 1 have them, and actually children in year 2 use them in school to help with their writing. So these are like a first 100 words, a bit like a dictionary really. And what we'd like by the end of reception is for your child to be able to read all of these words. By the end of year 1, we'd like them to be able to spell all of these words, okay? And it seems like a lot of words, but actually if we break it down, then it can be done. We start off with the orange words on here, and these are the simplest ones. Now these are what we call high frequency words. They're like the most common words that we use. It's no surprise that, look, it's a, and it's an, and, as, at, back, can. Lots of really important words that we want the children to be able to read just by looking at them. And that's important, doubly important, because really annoyingly in English, some of our most common words are not phonetically decodable. So phonics is only good up to a point, because there are some words that just, we call them tricky words, sometimes challenge words, that you just can't use your phonics to read. So for example, the word the. That's on the word fan. If we were using our phonics, it would be th, and or there. And it's frustrating perhaps for children and for adults too, that you can't use your phonics for many of these tricky words. So that's why we've given you the word fan, which has these words to practice. One good thing you can do is I'd recommend practicing maybe 3 of these words every week, 3 or 4 of them. And you can just write them down with the child, just go through them systematically, and maybe practice spelling them, practice reading them, get the child to take a photo of them in a sort of pretend way, and maybe use them in a sentence. A really good way of practicing it, particularly in year 1, is to write them down, cover them up, and see if the child can write it again. Okay, so I'm going to go through the sounds now, just so you know each sound. And in reception, we learn each one of the sounds in the English language, okay? The letter S makes the sound S, like a snake. The letter A makes the sound A, like ants crawling on your arm. The letter T makes the sound T, T, back and forth like you're watching a tennis game. The letter I makes the sound I, like a mouse, or just I. The letter P makes the sound P, like we're blowing out birthday candles. P, P. The letter N makes the sound like an aeroplane's engine. The letter C makes the sound K, and so does the letter K. K. And in fact, if you put C and K together, like at the end of the word kick, it's also K. The letter E makes the sound E, like you're breaking an egg. The letter H makes the sound H. Imagine you're blowing on a mirror and steaming up a mirror. The letter R makes the sound like a dog that has a rag in its mouth. That's the letter R. The letter M makes the sound like like you've eaten a tasty meal. The letter D makes the sound D, like a drum. D, 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 D. The letter G makes the sound G, 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 like something going down the plug hole. G. The letter O makes the sound O, turning on a light switch. O. That's the letter O. The letter U makes the sound putting up an umbrella. The letter L makes the sound ooh, ooh, licking a lollipop. So that's ooh. So it's not L, it's ooh, ooh. The letter F makes the sound like you're deflating a balloon. The letter B makes the sound B, hitting something with a bat. The letters A and I make the sound A, like you can't hear very well, like me. The letter J makes the sound J, like jelly on a plate. J, J. The letters O and A make the sound O, like oh no, oh. That's the letters O and A together, like the word boat. The letters I and E make the sound I. Actually, in reception, we've decided to use the letters I, G and H, and we teach I and E in year 1, just because I, G and H is a really good one to get out of the way. I. The letters E and E make the sound E, and they go together really with the letters O and R, which make the sound or. So it's like a donkey. E or E. So E and or. The letter Z makes the sound Z, like a bee buzzing. The letter W makes the sound like you're blowing a little cloud away. The letters N and G make the sound like you're a strong man lifting up some weights. That's the letters N and G. The letter V makes the sound V, driving a van. V. The letters O and O make 2 different sounds that we teach in reception. They make the sound like in book, and oo, like in moon. So together we go ooh, ooh. That's why there's a cuckoo there. The letter Y makes the sound y, like we're eating yogurt. The letter X makes the sound x, x, like we're taking a photo, in fact taking an X-ray. The letters C and H make the sound ch, either like we're chopping wood or like we're a train. So ch or ch, ch. The letters S and H make the sound sh. The letters T and H make 2 sounds. It can be th or th. Th like thing or th like this. The letters Q and U make the sound qu, like a duck quacking. Qu. The letters O and U make the sound ow, like you've pricked your finger. Ow. The letters O and I make the sound oi, oi, ship ahoy, oi. The letters U and E make the sound you, you. The letters E and R make the sound like a mix And finally, the letters A and R make the sound R. Okay, and that's pretty much it for reception. We carry on with those actions in year 1, but they're just spelt some different ways, and the children learn about that. If you have any more questions about phonics, please feel free to ask me. The main thing is, if in doubt, ask your children, because hopefully they're learning it at school. Okay, and keep up the great work with all the reading at home. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.